Hello, you snacks. Welcome back. My name is Jack. It's time to read some more Reddit stories.
Hello?
Let's begin. This story saga began 6 months ago by Blueberry Pie 1109. Am I the a-hole for walking out when I saw my ex-boyfriend? Okay, so I am 21, female, and my ex-boyfriend is 20. 3 days ago, my best friend invited me to celebrate Thanksgiving with her and our other friends. We were able to invite partners, siblings, etc. My older sister, 24, arrived before I did. So a little over a while later, she texted me, but I was driving and my phone was on Do Not Disturb, so I couldn't read her message. Plus, I didn't want to risk getting a ticket. And also, before I left my house, she called me and said that she drove to my best friend's house an hour earlier because best friend needed help with something and I don't know what it was. Well, when I finally arrived to my best friend's house, I parked into the driveway and got out. I made sure to double check if I had locked my car or not before I headed inside. The door was unlocked, and I didn't need to knock because my best friend says that we aren't strangers and that she trusted me the most. Aw, sweet. But either way, I still texted her to let her know that I had arrived, and she reacted with a thumbs up. I opened the door, walked inside, and closed it behind me. I walked inside the living room. No one was there. I then went to the dining room, and everyone was sitting there while some were setting up the table, placing plates, forks, spoons, napkins, etc. However, when I took a few steps inside the dining room, I saw my ex sitting on the side of the table where I could clearly see his face, and my brain really said, "Oh hell no," and without thinking for a second, I turned around, opened the front door, and walked out. I still had my shoes on, so I was quick to leave. I thought that no one had seen me, but when I got into my car and started the engine, I heard my best friend shouting my name. I know this might sound rude, but I didn't even glance at her and drove off immediately. I got a few texts from my best friend, but I didn't hear any notifications because I had my phone on Do Not Disturb. But when I did, I was already home and received like 10 plus messages from her, and they were all pretty much the same. Hey, OP, why did you leave so suddenly? Dinner hasn't started yet and you're already gone. Or, where did you go? Did something urgent happen? Why did you leave? She's been acting as if my ex wasn't there. Like, girl, was I being paranoid or was my ex really there? I just left her on red and haven't spoken to her or anyone else yet. Even today when she called me, I didn't answer. Thing is, my sister. I forgot about her, and I haven't even heard from her yet. I did text her before I wrote this post, but she hasn't responded yet, so in the meantime, I'll be waiting for her response. Oh, and the message she had sent me was, "Yo, OP, your ex just arrived with my best friend's brother. Did you know that he was coming?" I responded with no. Now edit. The dining room and living room were in front of each other, so for example, dining room on the left, living room on the right. If any of y'all have any questions, feel free to ask. Now, OP doesn't mention it until later on, but just for the sake of you having some more context, while OP doesn't directly state it, it's pretty clear to imply that OP experienced this man as someone who was very much needing police called on him. Again, isn't specified to what degree, but look, it's enough to make her completely ditch what is literally the majority of her own friends. So, suggestions began as, just be open about it. My ex was there and I just noped out. Figured no one needed the drama. But others suspect this was the friend's attempt to get them back together. That was horse crap. She played you or tried matchmaker. Not one of my friend's others' wives would ever do that, as that would be the end of our friendship and would be the same if I did that. You will get the, "my brother wanted him there, we are adults, he's changed," all BS. That response to her would not be something to come back from. So with that theory in mind, Opie comes back with an update 2 months later, giving a quick recap that's also a bit more in detail as to what all happened. A month earlier before the incident, my best friend and I planned on spending Thanksgiving and Christmas together, like how we used to do most of the times. The same week, she suggested that we spend it at her house and maybe I could spend the night there, which, not gonna lie, was a great idea, so I agreed. Well, fast forward to Thanksgiving. I arrived to her house and the door was unlocked, so I just let myself in. And to make it clear, we've been best friends for many years, so it was normal for us to just go into each other's houses at some times, especially in events without knocking. And if you're gonna ask, yes, she gave me permission to. Now, once inside, my eyes immediately spotted a familiar figure, who definitely was my ex, sitting at the side of the table where I could clearly see his face. I didn't even hesitate and immediately turned around and left. My best friend then tried to chase me down by yelling for me, but I was already gone by then. I definitely didn't ignore her. And like everybody else who went through the same situation, as soon as I drove back to my house, I had over 10 plus messages from her, basically asking why I left so early, even though I had just arrived and that dinner was going to start soon. I left her on scene. Oh, and I forgot to mention that my sister was going to be there with us as well, and that she arrived earlier before me for two reasons. One, my best friend needed her to be there for help with decorating, cooking, and other stuff, all related to the event. But while my sister was there, she saw my ex arriving with my best friend's brother and texted me right away, but I couldn't respond or see the text because I was already driving to my best friend's house, and like I said in my last post, my phone was on Do Not Disturb because I didn't want to risk getting a ticket. Now, the second reason is that I had some really important stuff to do, which, for some privacy reasons, I'll be keeping private. Sorry for the confusion. Now, I only responded about 2 to 3 days later because I still couldn't believe what just happened that day. In the text, I said, "Hey, best friend, why didn't you tell me that my ex was going to be there? In fact, why would you or anyone invite him, knowing damn well what he did to me in the past?" Well, she didn't know what to say to that and left me on scene for a couple of hours before texting me back, apologizing and saying that she didn't know that he was coming. I told her that that was bullshit and that she knew damn well that he was going to be there. She still hadn't answered me yet. So, the update? Well, sorry to disappoint, but nothing much happened. After I sent that text, she never bothered to reply. And before I even knew it, she blocked me. Why? I don't know. Maybe she's hiding something from me? I shouldn't be saying that and suspecting her, considering us still being best friends, but I can't help it. I've never heard from her or seen her again. I tried asking our mutual friends about her, and they all said they didn't hear anything from her ever since that day. Yes, I told them what happened and how it ended. Some girls even said that she had blocked them the same day she blocked me. Now, the only one who possibly knows where she's at and or why she isn't responding to anyone is her brother. But I don't feel comfortable texting him, and I don't think that I have the courage to. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been nearly 2 months, and I'm still blocked. I'll post again if something happens, but for now, I'll just continue enjoying life with my boyfriend. If anyone else has any questions to ask, please do. I don't bite. I like reading y'all's opinions, especially the ones who offer advice. Thanks for reading. So this brings up even more extreme theories from the comments. Either your ex is now dating your best friend, or this was some stupid attempt to get you back together with him. Sounds like your sister stayed. May want to ask her how things looked between the ex and best friend. Now, OP Digesting This says, "Damn, that first line sounds harsh. I've never experienced such a thing and I don't ever want to, but I'll take your word for it. My sister said that he just stayed there chatting with the others, but nothing more. So, either she has something to hide, or she genuinely was so embarrassed by her antics that she blocked OP out of shame." Well, a month later, we get the next update. Hey everyone, I'm back again with another update. But first, I'ma start giving them some names. Madison, my ex-best friend, Aiden, ex-boyfriend, and Mason, ex-best friend's brother. Hopefully you all don't get confused or mixed up by these three. Also, the reason why I couldn't update or post sooner was because I really didn't have anything to update on. Okay, so in my last post, I said that I might have to talk to Mason, my ex-best friend's brother, to get answers, but, well, things didn't go as planned. Basically, his sister, my ex-best friend Madison, was the one to reach out first. Yeah, my ex-best friend, the girl everyone suspected was dating my ex. I'm not saying that I didn't suspect her dating him as well, but I can't say that I fully did either. See, Madison unblocked me from everywhere, I think, and messaged me nearly 5 days ago, asking if we could meet up and have a talk. If I'm being honest, when I first saw her message, my heart skipped a beat, and it took me a few moments to process or realize if it was really her. No, because you know that one feeling when someone you haven't heard from in months or maybe even years suddenly texts you out of the blue? Yeah, that feeling. I agreed because, well, I really wanted to know whether she and Aiden were dating or not. That thought was eating my brain. So earlier today, we met at a regular cafe. We sat awkwardly in front of each other for a few moments that felt like hours, and then she started initiating small talks with me, asking how I've been and if I'm doing okay. No, honey, I've been miserable. I didn't say much and got to the point. I told her to tell me the truth and not dare lie about it. She didn't say anything at first, but then said, okay. I asked her first about Aiden and why was he there, despite her knowing how much I hated and resent him in the first place. She let out a huge sigh like she just lost a whole competition and then said that she hoped that we'll reconcile eventually and forget about the past. No way. I just nodded. I looked her in the eyes and then said, "Are you and Aiden dating?" She just stared at me, like deep in my soul. I didn't know what to do, so I asked again. She tried avoiding that question by looking away and staying silent. It didn't stop me, though. I told her, "If you don't answer me, consider this the last time you'll ever talk to me, let alone see me." Though, to be honest, I would have left either way. Dear editors, after some back and forth, she admitted to it. They're dating. Continuing on, she looked at me and I could hear the hesitation in her voice. She confirmed it. I asked for how long, and she legit said a little over a year. Like, girl? No, I was for real shocked and speechless. I was like, what the frick? And on top of that, she just casually said it. I decided to leave because I couldn't do it no more. I was disgusted and disappointed in her, and I told her that. Her eyes started welling up with tears, and then she started begging me to hear her out first, but I couldn't even look at her. Then she started full-on crying, so I just left her there. On my way home, I blocked her and her brother on everything. I know I didn't share why me and my ex broke up or what happened between us, and I don't think that I ever will, because for me, I want to keep it private, and it's still traumatic. I might share some details about it in the future. Maybe, maybe not. But I reassure you that it was really, really bad. This may not be the update y'all hoped for, but hopefully it is in the next one. If something else happened, I'll keep you updated. One last thing, if I didn't answer some of y'all's comments, I'm either busy, sleeping, or at work, but thank you so much for the support. You know, on my first skim of this story, I thought it was very reasonable for OP to want to leave this friend after finding out they're dating her ex, abusive ex at that. But now just realizing that they have kept this secret from their best friend for over a year. Like, really consider what you go through in the steps of dating someone and to hide that from someone else for over a year because you know the past that they have with your own best friend. Just imagine all the times you've hung out with your best friend on a casual, consistent basis, week to week, just realizing now that for the last year, they have been secretly, romantically involved with someone who abused you. Now you think that's it. Friends blocked. There should be no more drama here. This best friend knows what she's become to OP. But some in the comments beg to differ that this is actually over, saying, well, you got it why she blocked you. Also, the BS of she wanting you to reconcile with him. How cynical of her after she was dating him for almost a year. That is absurd, and you were doing the right thing from cutting her from your life. You truly didn't need her for the last months. I doubt you need her from here on out. She can screw the ex and receive the same treatment you received from him. And when she comes crawling back for your forgiveness, just shut the door in her face. She doesn't deserve any from you. But also, I would advise to expose her to the rest of the friends and your sister for them to know why she blocked you in the first place and maybe others. This is not for revenge, though. This is A, for you to keep out of her reach the control of the narrative, and B, to find out who or which others of the friends group knew and didn't tell you, so you know they're who you can count on. The reason I highlight this comment is because of the update that comes after. Because if you've dealt with narcissists, you wouldn't be surprised to hear this, but Madison tries to control the narrative. Hey everybody, this is just a quick update about the whole situation. To the people who commented on my last post and told me to tell my friends and close ones about my ex-best friend and her relationship with my ex, just in case she tries to spin the story, you were right. Nearly 4 days ago, she made a post on Facebook about me. Recently, a close friend of mine had found it and forwarded it to me. See, I rarely use Facebook and she's still blocked on everything. That's why I didn't know anything. but I'll just paste what she said here because if I explained it myself and put details, this will be very long. She said, "My best friend of 16 years had left me. After everything I did for her and after sacrificing my life for her, this is how she repays me. I should have seen this coming, but it caught me too much off guard. I didn't even do anything wrong. She blocked me on everything, and I haven't heard from her since. Everyone, don't trust anyone too much, especially those who are close to you. You don't know if whether they'll betray you or stay by your side until the end. OP, you're such a backstabbing bitch. You ruined my life forever, and I'll never forgive you." This is the same woman that fricked my ex. First, she invited him to Thanksgiving dinner in hopes that we'll reconcile. Then I find out that she has been with him for a whole year. And now this? What level of delusional is she on? No, and she even had the audacity and confidence to call me a backstabber and say that I was the one who betrayed her. The worst part is that people seem to believe her in the comment section without even knowing the full story. Most of them were her friends, like I know them, but they aren't my friends. The others were people I don't know. They spoke bad about me and wish that something bad will happen to me. She's playing the victim card, spreading lies while I'm here, still processing everything. I really hate that woman so much. I don't know what to do now, but I'm thinking of responding to her. I've never in my entire life made a post about someone, let alone respond to their posts. So if anyone has any advice of what do I say or do, I'm open to hear it. So, comment suggestions? Screenshot her post so you have the evidence if she deletes it, and post a response on your own Facebook page. Tag her and everyone involved in it so it gets their attention. Then disable comments on the post. And that's pretty much the main suggestion here, like give her a taste of your own medicine, answer to her post, but that's just petty me. Your friends know the truth, I guess, so no need to fuel her need for drama. Which is nice to know, as OP says, yes, all my friends and loved ones know everything, and the reason why I'm thinking of responding to her was because I fear that her people are gonna attack me or something. Others think best not to fuel the fire. If she's blocked, then she's just yelling in an empty room. Who cares what she says? Obviously, you aren't friends anymore, so what she does has no effect on you. Make new friends, and rest assured that karma will bite her in the butt at some point. Who needs this kind of useless drama in their lives? When your ex screws around again with some other girl, then she'll be all, "Oh, boo-hoo, poor me," and clueless as to why. Now, OP eventually takes a less drastic tactic, to which Madison responds in some attempt to make OP jealous. Okay, so no more talking too much, I'll just get straight to the point. Y'all, she's pregnant. Madison, aka my ex-best friend, is pregnant. So basically, first, I don't know how long afar she is, or when did this happen, but here's how I knew. She texted me from probably one of her friends' phones, and texted me from it. This is what she said. I copy and pasted this from the chat. "This is what you're missing out on right now. My baby will unfortunately grow up without an auntie," referring to me because we grew up together and treated each other like real sisters, "who'll love him dearly and shower him with gifts. Not to sound rude, but I really, really wanted you to be a part of this journey with me. But your stubbornness and selfishness ruined it. Even though you completely shattered my heart and destroyed my confidence, I still want you in my baby's life. For now, we'll put the past behind and move on until baby is born. Me and the abusive ex are happy to welcome you back into our lives with open arms. Love you lots." And on the bottom, there was a photo of an ultrasound. I blocked her immediately. You know something? Remember the Facebook post she posted about me? That message she sent up there was after I responded to her. Yeah, sorry to disappoint y'all with my response, but I thought that it was the only suitable one. I only responded with a link to my Reddit posts, like how some of y'all suggested, and threatened that if she continued spreading false info or lies about me, I'll make sure to sue her for defamation. What happened after I sent that? The post was gone, but the evidence is still with me. I assume that she tried to manipulate and guilt-trip me into everything she said, which is not happening today or tomorrow. I know I may seem like I'm just casually typing all this like it was normal, but in reality, I'm speechless, shocked, and low-key shaking. I'll try to respond to as many people as possible tonight, but after that, I'll leave this account for a few weeks. Also, to that one person who messaged me in private, thank you so much for the advice. I'm sorry to everyone that went through something like this. We deserve better. The fact within this time frame of them dating, and she's already pregnant, either Madison's speedrunning Stockholm syndrome with this abusive man who clearly wasn't caring about using protection, or my strong theory, Madison's always been into this guy, even when OP was dating him. So once OP had to flee him, Madison gave it some time, some space, then started secretly seeing him on the down low. And now she's got this baby to keep making sure he can't escape. She's locked him in. Just as comments say, Jesus freaking Christ, she is all sorts of delusional and narcissistic. I feel really bad for that baby with parents like that. I really hope you are able to move on in peace. Hopefully they leave you alone. And that's essentially what all the comments are saying. Just the best revenge in this situation is just to move on with your own life and make them be nothing more than a cringe memory. So, 2 months pass. How have things been? Hi everyone, long time no see. It's been a while since I've been active in here, and I apologize for disappearing without saying anything. In order to make up for it, I'll be giving you all one last update before I leave. But first, I would like to thank every single one of you who came with me on this long journey. For me, it's been a long drama, but has finally come to an end. Thank you all for the kind words, advice, and support. You don't know how much it means to me, and to those who DM'd me, big hugs to all of you. Finally, to the update, your girl is officially engaged! I myself still can't believe it, even though it's been a while, and if you're wondering what happens to Marissa, aka Madison, I haven't heard from her since I blocked her, which is good for me, I guess. I don't know about my ex, though, and I can't care less about him. From now, I'm going to be focusing on me, my family, my boyfriend, and our future together. Thank you all again for everything. I'm going to miss y'all so much. Much love and support to everyone, especially those who went through a similar situation. Love from Rosalie, or OP, and Dean. So ultimately a happy ending, I sort of think, guess, maybe? Thank you, as always, for watching. Love your face for sticking by to the end. And until next time, you be good. Treat yourself to a cake. Or an apple, if you find apples satisfying too. And then, yeah, and eat it. Do that. Yeah, this is suddenly a ASMR. I'm dumbing you to be healthy and eat food. Eat it. Eat the food. Do it. Yeah, bye. I don't know how to end this. What am I doing?